The hush that fell over the crowded antique shop was thick with disbelief. Old man Fitzwilliam, a fixture of the town of Havenwood, stood before Mrs. Abernathy, the shop's owner, a tarnished, star-shaped medal resting in his trembling hand. It wasn't just any medal. It was a Congressional Medal of Honor, its blue ribbon faded, but its significance undeniable. Fitzwilliam, a humble man known for his quiet demeanor and love for his rose garden, had earned it over 50 years ago during the Korean War, a lifetime etched onto its surface. I believe this belongs elsewhere," Fitzwilliam said, his voice raspy but firm. Mrs. Abernathy, a woman who had seen her share of unusual items, was speechless. "Mr. Fitzwilliam," she finally stammered, "are you sure about this? This is a Congressional Medal of Honor." A small crowd had gathered, drawn by the unusual transaction. Murmurs rippled through the onlookers. Everyone in Havenwood knew Fitzwilliam was a war hero, though he rarely spoke of his service. He'd always worn the medal on Remembrance Day parades, a quiet symbol of his sacrifice. Why would he give it back now? Fitzwilliam nodded, his gaze distant. "It was given to me for an act of bravery, an act that cost the lives of good men. For years, I wore it with pride, a reminder of their sacrifice. But lately," his voice trailed off, his eyes clouding with a deep sadness. "Lately, it feels too heavy." He went on to explain, his voice barely above a whisper, how the memory of that battle, the faces of the young men he couldn't save, had begun to haunt his dreams with increasing intensity. The medal, once a symbol of honor, had become a constant, painful reminder of the lives lost. He felt unworthy of it, a survivor burdened by the weight of their absence. Mrs. Abernathy, deeply moved by his words, accepted the medal with reverence. The local newspaper, the Havenwood Herald, caught wind of the story, and soon the quiet act of Fitzwilliam became local news. The headline read, "Havenwood Hero Returns Medal of Honor, Cites Weight of Memory." The story resonated deeply within the community. People debated his decision at the diner, the hardware store, even at Sunday service. Some admired his humility, his profound respect for his fallen comrades. Others questioned his decision, seeing it as a rejection of the honor bestowed upon him. The news didn't stay local for long. A national wire service picked up the story, and soon Fitzwilliam's selfless act was being discussed across the country. Veterans groups offered their support. Historians weighed in on the significance of the medal, and ordinary citizens shared their thoughts online. The overwhelming sentiment was one of respect and understanding for Fitzwilliam's internal struggle. Then came the letter. It was addressed simply to Mr. Arthur Fitzwilliam Havenwood, bearing the seal of the United States Congress. Inside was an invitation, an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, D.C. to attend a special ceremony. Fitzwilliam, a man who rarely left a small town, was bewildered. In Washington, he was greeted not with criticism, but with profound respect. High-ranking military officials, members of Congress, and fellow veterans lined up to shake his hand, their eyes filled with understanding. The reason for the ceremony soon became clear. A new initiative had been established, inspired in part by Fitzwilliam's story, called the Guardian of Valor Program. It recognized the profound emotional toll that acts of heroism could take on individuals and aimed to provide support and resources for veterans grappling with the aftermath of their service. During the ceremony, a distinguished senator spoke of Fitzwilliam's selfless act, not as a rejection of honor, but as a powerful testament to the true meaning of sacrifice. He spoke of the invisible wounds of war, the burdens carried in silence, and the importance of acknowledging and addressing them. Then came the unimaginable. Instead of reprimanding Fitzwilliam for returning his medal, or even simply acknowledging his gesture, the President of the United States himself stepped forward. He spoke of Fitzwilliam's bravery on the battlefield and the quiet courage he displayed now in acknowledging his pain. "Mr. Fitzwilliam," the President said, his voice filled with genuine respect, "your medal represents the gratitude of a nation. It is a symbol of extraordinary valor. We understand the weight you have carried, the pain you have endured, and we honor your decision." But that wasn't all. The President then unveiled something new, a framed citation bearing Fitzwilliam's name and a detailed account of his heroic actions in Korea. Below the citation was a replica of the Congressional Medal of Honor, not the tarnished one Fitzwilliam had returned, but a newly minted medal, gleaming brightly. "This," the president declared, "is not to replace the honor you earned, but to acknowledge the burden you carried. We ask that you accept this as a symbol of our enduring respect, not just for your bravery in battle, but for your courage in confronting the invisible wounds of war. And we hope that this time it will serve not as a weight, but as a reminder that your sacrifice is deeply valued, and that you are not alone." Tears streamed down Fitzwilliam's weathered cheeks as he accepted the citation and the new medal. The crowd erupted in applause, a wave of emotion washing over the Grand Hall. Fitzwilliam hadn't expected any of this. He had simply acted on what his heart told him was right. Back in Havenwood, Fitzwilliam was no longer just Old Man Fitzwilliam, the quiet neighbor with the rose garden. He was a symbol of something larger, a catalyst for a national conversation about the true cost of war and the importance of supporting veterans in their struggles, both visible and invisible. He still tended to his roses, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the gray cloud that had once hung over him. The new citation hung proudly in his living room, and the replica medal rested beside it, a reminder of the nation's understanding and support. He even started attending a local veteran support group, sharing his experiences and finding solace in the company of others who understood. Fitzwilliam's act of returning his medal had indeed shocked everyone, but what happened next was even more profound. It wasn't a reprimand or a dismissal, but an outpouring of understanding, the creation of a new program to help struggling veterans, and a renewed appreciation for the quiet heroes who bear the weight of their service long after the battles are over. It was a testament to the fact that true honor lies not just in acts of bravery, but also in the courage to confront one's own vulnerabilities and the compassion of a nation willing to listen. Have you ever witnessed an act of unexpected honesty or selflessness that had a ripple effect? What do you think is the true meaning of honor and sacrifice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe in supporting our veterans and learning more about their experiences, subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories and initiatives that make a real difference in their lives.